Well, hello again and welcome back to another exciting show from CruiseAway, the #1 choice in Australia for booking exciting cruise journeys around the world. All beautifully curated for you without booking charges, and we unlock dream-worthy trips around the world. In this show, we're enjoying the very finest voyages and journeys and joining hands with the finest luxury cruise lines at sea. It's a life where you can enjoy sailing with fewer passengers, enjoy longer, more intensive discoveries in the destinations, and enjoy the very finest sophisticated travelling experiences. Now, we'll be sailing with Explora Journeys, the latest ultra-luxury sailing experience, where we'll be entering an ocean state of mind in Spain and Morocco in October next year. I can't wait to tell you about them and their exquisite offering. We'll also be enjoying a boutique cruise with Oceania Cruises, enjoying 6-star inclusive cruising close to home with a journey called Komodos and Kangaroos for November next year. But let's start with an immersive expedition cruise as we head to Antarctica, sailing with less than 300 passengers, enjoying the trip of a lifetime. Now, our team have come up trumps here and made the ultimate dream away package for 14 nights, which start on the 4th of December next year by flying you to the capital of Argentina, Buenos Aires. Now, you'll be met at the airport there and transferred to a wonderful hotel in the city to spend your first 3 nights. And I tell you what, you'll need this anticipation time as well, because what is about to come up is something utterly different to Argentina. But enjoy those 3 nights in Buenos Aires, and here we are with Seabourn, and we are on an expedition here to never be forgotten. We're on board the Seabourn Pursuit, which is ultra modern. It was only launched in 2023. And this is one of their expedition ships. Less than 300 passengers on board, and that tells you straight away you've got a really, really select gathering for a very, very special trip of a lifetime. It's wonderful. Now, we'll see everything the ship has to offer in terms of expedition in just a moment and where we're going to. But I love the fact with the less than 300 passengers on board, your dedicated expedition team is 24 strong. So they're like local guides that have the knowledge in this part of the world to take you as close as you can possibly be to the wildlife, to the natural surroundings in Antarctica. And of course, the great thing about being on an expedition into the Antarctic is that at the end of the day, you want to come back to the very best of everything. And that is what Seabourn offers you in terms of dining experiences, in terms of wonderful places to relax. You will love, for instance, the bow lounge, which is brilliant, has the most incredible views out to sea, and also has screens there which show you, they've got a very, very special camera on board. My cameraman Richard will love hearing about this. They have a 4K GSS Cineflex camera on board. Now that can see up to 3 miles away into the distance in wonderful 4K quality. So if there's a polar bear a mile away from the ship, this camera can focus in and see it in crystal clear clarity, and you can watch it on the screens in the bow lounge. That's just one of the features of this ship. Yes, of course, there's entertainment. You'll actually attend something called a daily briefing as well. So this really does feel like true expedition territory. You're going out on those Zodiacs that you saw there. They're all included with the guides there in small numbers. So you are getting the most immersive and unique experience. No 2 expeditions are ever the same. The food on board is just incredible, of course, created by fine Michelin star chefs from around the world. There's casual dining there as well. But listen, for me, your surroundings are absolutely gorgeous. Take that as read. There's less than 300 people on board. This feels like a charter, and it really truly is. And here is where your expedition is taking you to as well, because we have 5 days of exploring the Antarctic on daily expeditions. That means attending the daily briefings there, and then you'll be in the Zodiacs there, going right up close to the towering icebergs. You can get even closer and kayak if you want to as a little extra treat. You can see the wildlife, including the penguin colonies. You can get that close to whale watching as well, which is incredible. You can go ashore, of course, walk across the great untouched landscapes, which are very rarely seen by anyone else. They actually have 2 submarines there as well, so you can go beneath the water and treat yourself to that experience if you want to. And as I say, they've got this special camera on board so that when you are sailing between destinations, this camera has the ability of seeing up to 3 miles away whatever is happening there. There's enrichment, there's fireside chats of an evening, and fascinating insights from the 24-strong exploration team that are on board as well. They have included tours all of the way through this experience, and either side of the 5 days of Antarctic experience, you've got a couple of days at sea before and after. So plenty of time to prepare for the experiences you're about to have, and let's face it, to enjoy the most luxurious cruise experience that you are going to have on board the Pursuit. You're in a veranda suite as well, so take that as read. So, you know, if you want to step out onto your own private balcony there and just, you know, just see those incredible views while you are there, it is amazing. There are other bits of the travel arrangements that we've sorted out for you that I haven't mentioned yet. I'll go through that in just a second, but we include absolutely everything for you. I'm going to show you the price tag, and then I will kind of almost work backwards and talk to you about what is included in here. But this is a once in a lifetime, really bespoke expedition experience into Antarctica. I don't think there's any better way of doing it, short of hiring your own charter, which is going to cost you that per day, I would imagine, in this part of the world with a team of 24. Do you know what I mean? This is the way of sailing with very, very few people and having that real immersive expedition experience. Now, I am going to show you some other suite upgrades as well. You're in a suite already with a veranda, but I am going to show you also the price to go up to a penthouse suite as well, of which there are only 11 on the ship because there are less than 300 people on board. So when we talk about what's included here, we've got your flight obviously over from Sydney to Buenos Aires. You've got a 3-night hotel stay there included. We transfer you via an air charter to Ezeiza Airport in Ushuaia, which is where you join the Seabourn Pursuit for your 10-day expedition cruise. You've got 5 days of expedition in Antarctica, 2 days at sea either side of that. We disembark again in Ushuaia, we fly again on the private charter to Buenos Aires, and then you'll fly back to Sydney for there. So we've really taken care of every element of this. I would love to go into more details, but time is limited. If you have any questions whatsoever, please call the team. If you're at all interested in this and want to know more, please call the team. I could spend a whole half an hour on just this one journey, but what we've done is split the show into 3 just to keep things moving for you. So please do ask the questions, anything on your mind about this, anything more you need to know, just call us right now, 1300 411 968. Honestly, it is one of the most exciting experiences that I think, you know, that kind of $15,000 or so could buy you as an experience, and you can all do it. You know, you can do it via the sea as well, which I think is great. Right, let's move on. Turn a page. We're looking at luxury escapes in this show, and the next one is for next to November with Oceania Cruises, which is the ultimate small ship charter feeling with so many inclusions, and we're going to be sailing across Indonesia and close to home on this one. Now, we start 24 nights on the 16th of November next year. We're flying from Sydney over to Singapore. We love Singapore. We're spending 2 nights there in a hotel before we actually cruise. Hotel with breakfast, of course. We tend to put you right in the city centre, as close as we possibly can when it comes to Singapore, because we know you'll want to do some shopping, some sightseeing, enjoying the wonderful city by night as well. It is incredible. And of course, it's preparation time for your cruise, because the next 22 nights is on board the Oceania Riviera. Oceania, for those of you not in the know, the most incredible luxury cruising. You're looking at just over 1,200 passengers here. The ship could hold many more, but they decide to keep the occupancy low to keep that lovely feeling of space, relaxation, more room for you, more attention for you as well. Massive crew to passenger ratio here as well, higher than a lot of the competitors in this luxury cruising field. All of the dining is included in your fare. Where you go into a port that needs shuttles, those shuttles are provided. You're not waiting in long queues for those because you have such a small passenger number. So you may be going into cruise ports that other cruise ships go into, but you're not waiting in lines of thousands to get on or off to excursions or even just to get off the ship, which is amazing. Soft drinks, specialty coffees, bottled water, open seating dining, all included. Just take that for granted. Very relaxed, informal atmosphere on board. Lots of enrichment opportunities available on board Oceania as well. Now, it's generally adults only, so you'll find lots of couples on board. Lots of people travel solo on these cruises as well because they're more experienced cruises. And what I've found when I've travelled on this type of cruise is that you do meet the most fascinating people, the people that have, the people that have put a shift in, the people that have got a really, really interesting career background or family background or business background. You'll tend to find that you'll meet people that have had far-flung travels around the world. The other bonus to travelling like this as well, and this is all about, yes, it's considered sums of money to do this kind of holiday, but what it pays back in terms of pure quality, it's all about quality time. It's less about waiting for things to happen or forever dipping into your pocket for this, that, and the other. So much more included, but it's also about the attention to detail. That high crew to passenger ratio means that you get to talk to the executive chefs and the cruise directors and the captain and the team that actually, run everything behind the scenes. You get to find out their story. A lot of them have been recruited from very, very high-end establishments around the world as well. The dining on board, amazing and all included as well. Specialty dining like Pan-Asian, signature steakhouse, there's French cuisine, there's Italian cuisine. There's a massive array of different dining options which are all included in your fare as well. So it's a really stunning experience, let me tell you. And of course, they spend longer in ports, which is lovely. Right, here we go then, out of Singapore on the Riviera for 22 nights, and a day at sea takes us into Surabaya in Indonesia. Now you can tour a local village here, which is a lovely community base for tourism. There's war memorials here as well, and you can also dine at a lovely 5-star hotel here too on a tour. Next we head to Bali. We're here for 2 full days on an overnight, so you can dine outdoors at a bird park and listen to the birds settle in for the evening, accompanied by a traditional Kisak dance, which involves lots of chanting apparently, which sounds quite nice. Komodo is next, home of the dragon of course, and a tour here follows a park ranger through Komodo Island seeking out the Komodo dragons in the wild, which would be quite a special experience to bring back home with you. We've got the day at sea next, and we're near our own shores now. Broome in Australia, of course. We can take a tour here to take an exciting hovercraft adventure over the sandbars and the low-lying marshland here. A camel ride on Cable Beach, though, looks good, doesn't it? Very nice indeed. A day at sea, we are in Exmouth, and you can take a Yardie Creek cruise here. Take a drive through the Cape Range National Park, see the red kangaroos along the shore, and stop at Turquoise Bay, which is branded Western Australia's most beautiful beach. Next, we're in Fremantle, the port for Perth. There's a nice tour here as well, where you can tour Perth by rickshaw. You can head downtown and see the restored Victorian and Edwardian architecture. We're in Bustleton next, and you can take a tour of a taste of Margaret River here. Tastings of beers and ciders at a brewery, visit a local chocolate maker, and taste a vintage or two at a local winery as well. Albany is next, and a lovely tour here you can take is exploring the Anzac Centre or enjoy the views and wildlife on a cruise through the sheltered waters of Oyster Harbour and the lazy Calgon River. 2 days at sea, and we're in Penneshaw next. This is Kangaroo Island, and you can take a tour here to head to Seal Bay. You can see a colony of rare Australian sea lions in their natural habitat, and you can tour a working eucalyptus oil distillery. Oh, That smells gorgeous. Next to Adelaide, where we can take a drive into Harndorf and its outlying hills. It's a German village with wonderful craft stores and little gift shops as well. Of course, you're on the footstep of the Barossa Valley here as well. I love the Barossa wines, gorgeous. A day at sea and we're in Melbourne. A tour here can take you to a kangaroo and koala tour into the Western Plains to the You Yangs Regional Park, and you can enjoy that at sundown. And we're heading across to Tas into Burnie, and there's a foodie tour here I spotted on the itinerary. You can visit a local cheese producer for some sampling, a local chocolatier with Belgian credentials using Tasmanian cream and butter, and there's also a local wine tour. I'd love to get all of that into one day, wouldn't you? And then you get a day at sea, and we finish the cruise. Look, we're back home. We're in Sydney. Amazing. A really, really lovely holiday. Certainly much a luxury holiday for you as well, because the experience on Oceania means that you are staying longer in ports. They are getting into ports that not all the major cruise lines can get into, which I quite like. And I love the fact that we're doing a nice little taste of Indonesia and Komodo here, and then we're cruising our own shores, the bits of our own shores we don't get to see. So in this package, we're including the flight from Sydney over to Singapore, of course, and we've booked you into a hotel there for 2 relaxing nights before you've got your 22-night Oceania cruise to Indonesia and around our shores back to Sydney. So it's a nice convenient one as well. Fly over to Singapore, cruise back to Sydney. Sounds wonderful. And do it all in the most wonderful luxury here as well. And I have to tell you, look at your nights of cruise, and we're not talking a regular, major cruise line cruise with thousands here. We're talking around about 1,200 passengers, an incredible amount of crew, all of your dining and so many other things take for granted are included in your cruise fare. And the number of nights here as well, cruising us back to Sydney, 8,199 per person. It's incredible. Of course, if you need other flights, you want to fly from somewhere else over to Singapore and you need a flight from Sydney, a national flight, then we can arrange all of that for you as well. It is just incredible. It really is. Now, we do have upgrades available, including the famed penthouse suites on this cruise as well. Let's go and have a look at the upgrades there. I mean, bear in mind, you are on an incredible stateroom anyway. Inside your stateroom, soft drinks replenished daily in your mini bar there. You've got free room service 24 hours a day, a wonderful tranquility bed. You've got Bulgari amenities there, twice daily maid service, so much you will just enjoy. Wonderful robes and slippers. I mean, it feels the most incredible touch of class as well. If you do want to go up to the penthouse suite, by the way, that includes up to 440 square feet of space, a separate seating area, dining table, walk-in closet. I mean, it just sounds amazing. And if you want to know more, all you need to do is talk to our team on 1300 411 968. We're all about living the high life in this show, and they are amazing cruises to do. They're a little bit more considered, but they're the kind of thing you don't necessarily do every year. There may be something you do once every 10 years, once every 20 years. It's a very, very special experience. What I will say to you, though, is once you've done one of these luxury cruises once, oh, you get the taste for it, let me tell you. And wait till you see our final offering, because this is ultimate luxury now with Explora Journeys, which only launched last year and offers you the very finest taste of immersive and effortless journeying across the world. Now, we'll be joining their second ship in their fleet, Explora 2, and I was lucky enough to be on board and can't wait to share my experiences with you as well. Now, we're heading for Europe for this treat, heading in search of Carver castanets and Moroccan mystique. So we'll start this 2-week trip on the 29th of October next year by flying from Sydney over to iconic Barcelona in Spain for a wonderful 3-night city break in a 5-star hotel. Now, it had to be a 5-star hotel because what you're about to experience on your cruise is far beyond 5-star, let me tell you. And it isn't a cruise, it's a journey with Explora. Having a quick look around Barcelona, of course, you've got the Parc Güell, you've got the wonderful Las Ramblas, you've got amazing restaurants to enjoy, and of course you're lavishing it all, this wonderful 3-night stay in a 5-star hotel. And what's not to absolutely love about that? you will be rushing at the earliest opportunity to get to the port in Barcelona to join Explora 2 for your 9-night journey. They are amazing. Now, Explora themselves say enter an ocean state of mind, and you certainly will, because this is the most incredible experience on board. Again, you are cruising with fewer passengers, with a very, very high crew to passenger ratio. I've been on board their very first ship, which is identical to the one you're traveling on, Explora 2. And honestly, the enrichment on board is incredible. So before you arrive in your next port, you can attend a live, what they call it, a lecture from a guest luminary who has specialized expertise in the parts of the world you're going to. Will suggest the very, very best experiences. Everyone's in a suite here, by the way. So what you're seeing right now is what you will enjoy. You will enjoy an oceanfront suite. There's a welcome bottle of champagne waiting there for you, plus your choice of either a bottle of wine or your spirit of choice will be there and included for you. Welcome petit four. The suites themselves are just adorable, and the great thing about them is if you love them so much that you can't bear to leave, you can have room service, absolutely complimentary. You can have a full dinner, full breakfast, full lunch, whatever it is, delivered course by course to your oceanfront stateroom. You will want to get and see the restaurants though, because they are incredible. Everyone bar one is included. They have a very special feature restaurant called Anthology, where season by season they will have a guest executive chef curating a unique menu, which are amazing, and that does carry an experience fee, but what an experience it is. I was lucky enough to do it. But included in your fare are the most incredible restaurants that you would expect to be paying literally thousands of dollars per night to dine in. Things like Marble & Co., which is a steakhouse beyond steakhouse. Honestly, when you see the way the food is prepared and the dishes come out, it is just amazing. There's Sakura, which is Pan-Asian as well. That is well worth booking as soon as you get on board, by the way. You've got the most dreamy surroundings for these restaurants. They're very small, they're very boutique. You have to get to the Med Yacht Club as well, which is the most wonderful Mediterranean restaurant, again included. And whatever you fancy, whenever you fancy, it is there. When you go to the Emporium Marketplace, it is not a buffet, it is casual dining, but you order specifically at the individual stations, and there are many of them, and then they deliver to you, and they bring and top up your glass of wine with your lunch, with your meal, whatever it is. So it's like the very, very best service. I could talk about Explora forever and ever and ever. Here is your 9-night trip. We go first out of Barcelona to Tangier in Morocco. Oh my words, it is wonderful. You must go to the wonderful market in the port city here. It's gorgeous. Next, we head over to Lisbon in Portugal. We're here for 2 full days, so an overnight. The Belém Tower and the Jerónimos Monastery, both UNESCO World Heritage Sites, both worth seeing, and see the St. George Castle for the views over the city. Malaga, after a day at sea on the south coast of Spain here. There are several museums and wonderful buildings here in the city, including the Alcazaba, which is wonderful, a fortress from the 11th century. We then sail on after a day at sea to Valencia. The amazing cathedral here is well worth seeing, built in the 1200s, which has been beautifully well preserved as well. And the bell tower as well is worth seeing, which is another landmark of Valencia. And then we cruise back into Barcelona for your flight back to Sydney. Now, again, I'm going to go backwards in some respects here in just a moment and talk about everything that's taken care of as part of this luxury trip. Now, of course, we include your flight from Sydney over to Barcelona, 3 nights there in a 5-star hotel, and then 9 nights of journeying with Explora Journeys on their latest ship to Morocco, Portugal and Spain, back to Barcelona, and of course your flight back to Sydney. Everyone here is in an oceanfront suite as well, so take that for granted. And here, and I love this, honestly, to my mind, this is worth every single cent of that price tag, because when you're on board, it's like another world. It really is like another world, from the entertainment to the cuisine to the sheer relaxation, the sheer feeling of space you have when you are on board. Now, I'm going to show you some more suite upgrade prices as well, because this is your price for a suite. Everyone gets a suite anyway, but I'm going to show you some of the other suite prices as well, because there are some upgraded suites there for you, including penthouse suites as well. Speak to the team about what those different price tags mean, but let me just talk to you about what's included for everyone. So your oceanfront suite, which has your welcome bottle of champagne and a bottle of wine, or a bottle of spirit, and a bottle of spirit actually, of your choice on arrival. Wonderful intuitive service from the team on board of hospitality experts. 9 distinct culinary experience there, including, as I mentioned, your in-suite dining. You've got access to the spa thermal area, well-being and fitness programs, they are included. Ultra high-speed Wi-Fi included for everyone, shuttle services into the ports, unlimited drinks, fine wines, premium spirits, specialty coffees, teas and soft drinks available anytime for you as well, all included in your fare on Explora Journeys. And I have to tell you, having done it, I was very, very lucky actually. You know, this is something that doesn't happen to me often. I was very, very lucky when they launched their first Explora One. I managed to get on board for 4 nights. I was like, wow, are you sure? 4 nights? 4 nights of enjoying the absolute highlight. I have to tell you, I met the most fascinating people, from people who were in the bars and there's an amazing coffee shop, and I forget the name of the coffee shop, but it's far beyond a coffee shop. You can go there and get the finest, freshly roasted, freshly ground beans with wonderful pastries, all freshly served for you, all included in your fare. And I met there some of the most fascinating people, not just from the crew, because the crew have been recruited from the highest 5-star, establishments around the world. Some of the crew on board have come from 5-star hotels in places like Dubai and Abu Dhabi and had never cruised before. And this was their first experience of life on board the Ocean Wave, and they were loving it, honestly. So they gave you the very best service, but they were super excited about traveling around the world. I also met the most fascinating people from around the world, because don't think that this, because it's going to and from Spain, is going to be an entirely Spanish clientele. There will be people coming over from America. There will be people across Europe who will come in, and from the UK will come in and take a journey with Explora, because they want fuss-free journeying. They want to be able to get what they want when they want. They don't want to be waiting in line. They want the very best advice on board. They want to just sit, lap up the luxury that is on board. And that, for me, 24 hours a day, is what Explora Journeys are all about. I urge you to find out more as well. And there's more information from our team or our website at cruiseaway.com.au. Well, that's a little peek through the letterbox almost of luxury cruises. There are so many more. We'll have more shows in the future as well. Don't forget, we're here on Gecko 3 times a day, 10 in the morning and 1 and 4 in the afternoon, every single day. So come back and cruise away again very soon. Take care.